Hi everyone, my name is Shakeya Britton and I'm here with Lamar Gibbs for Thoughts He Changed. And I decided to partner with him because I have a story, a unique story, a personal story, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I've been following him for some time now, and his platform is about finding people with unique stories and just through their own story and their own walk with God, how God shaped and changed some of the thoughts that they had from past to present. So I decided, with the help of the Holy Spirit, of course, with his leading, to finally, after about 10 years, sit down and really go into detail about my story in hopes that my testimony will draw people to Christ and knowing who he is in his fullness, and to understand the love of God. The love of God is healing, it's transforming, it's freeing, it gives you boldness. And for a long time, I hid out of shame because I just wanted to tell the good part of my story and not the whole thing, because the whole thing is, it's messy. But through my personal time with the Lord and reading through the scriptures and reading the testimonies of the saints, I noticed that they too had messy pasts. And if God can redeem those, he can redeem mine. So I want to take you on a journey, and this journey is personal and sensitive, but it's a story of redemption. And I'm going to start from the beginning. So I decided to come back to the place where my healing began. My emotional healing began. My physical healing began. And that place is Nyack College. And I'm actually sitting on the campus right now. And I wanted to come here because I wanted to give it a full circle. I wanted to come back to the place of remembrance and honor the Lord through my testimony and honor him through what he has done in these past 10 years. And just by saying 10 years, a full decade has come and gone, and my story is still speaking. But I also wanted to tell people that this is a wonderful testimony full of God's grace and how he has physically healed me. But I also wanted to share the emotional healing that has stemmed from these past 10 years. The denial of emotional wounds and afflictions that happen when you're born with a disability, and just the experiences that has happened. And when I first was healed, I didn't want to acknowledge or talk about, but through wisdom, through prayer, through counseling, through just friends and family, through these past 10 years, I've, by the grace of God, come to an understanding that healing is not always physical, but it's emotional healing, it's mental healing, and it's physical as well. But the Lord is holistic. He looks at the total person, mind, soul, and body. And it is my desire to talk about those things, not just the physical part of it, because that has happened and it's real and it's true. However, I can't negate the other two, which is mind and soul. So I decided to come back to this place and as a honorarium, kind of like a heart sacrifice, if you will, unto the Lord. So I just wanted to invite you into that journey and start with, I guess, the beginning. So in 2007, I was a freshman at Nyack College, and I came with a lot of baggage, emotional wounds and physical wounds from childhood, adolescent years, trying to figure out who you are and your identity. And I came here by God's grace. I didn't know what Nyack College was. I never heard of it until then, but I had a friend who just put a little bug in my ear and told me about Nyack College. Then I went online and looked it up, and I was like, oh, it's only about 90 minutes away from the city, not too far from my family, but far enough to get the college experience. So Initially, we were worried about finances because it was expensive at the time. And my parents, they were nervous because I had cerebral palsy at the time, and they were concerned about my health and balance and walking the campus because it had a lot of hills, and they were just concerned. But after the open house, we saw the campus. It kind of put them at ease, just a little. And after much begging, crying, and pleading, they allowed me to go. So I thought, freedom, I can finally be on my own and make a decision and finally have the college experience. But the Lord had something else in mind. He saw the broken little girl. I was 17 at the time. I had a lot of emotional wounds. Growing up with a disability, teasing and just the physical trauma of spasms. And what spasms are basically muscle tightening, where it tightens your leg muscles and your back muscles, and it caused chronic pain. So I lived with chronic pain for 17 years at the time. So having to deal with that, the mental anguish behind that, the teasing, and then my own self-perception, like self-esteem, was very poor. And then dealing with emotional traumas as well, from like seeing my grandparents sick and not having a really good relationship with my mom. That all added a factor into me. So when I came to Nyack, it was really a respite, a spiritual respite, if you would say. A city on a hill, like the Bible calls it. It was a light. And at that time, I didn't understand what the Lord wanted to do, but He made it known. As soon as I hit the campus, we did orientation and we did the spiritual class, and it delved deep into like different areas of healing. So as soon as I got on campus, the Lord wasted no time going through some personal issues that I had with like how I viewed myself and just the physical aspect of pain, and it was amazing. And being on campus, the Lord gave me friends to walk through life with, and that was healing in itself. Because when you grow up with like a disability, you always want acceptance. You want to be a part of something other than yourself. You want to be a part of a community. And I isolated myself because not a lot of people wanted to either hang out with me or go different places, or I isolated myself because of what I perceived somebody else saying to me. So that hindered a lot of relational connections that I would have as a teenager, right? So coming here, I was able to build community. I was able to find friends. I was able to go to different events and be a part of something that was bigger than me. And I had one friend in particular. He was healed of cerebral palsy, and he actually went here and he told me about his testimony. And that was the first time that I actually heard of someone being healed from cerebral palsy. And I remember deep down in my heart, I wanted what he had. I wanted to experience that restoration. I wanted to experience walking straight. I wanted to experience life without physical pain. I wanted to experience being normal. So as he was telling me, I was like, Lord, I want that. And I was wrestling in my mind whether it was true or not. Can God really heal? Does He do that today? And He would soon answer me, because that conversation happened in September. And a little over a month later, the physical manifestation of healing happened.